Shortcut here, doing another replay review. This time we have a gold Japanese player in Emery's versus another gold Byzantine player. Classic DLC matchup here. So he posted on the AOE4 Reddit saying this was a particularly frustrating game and he would like for people to explain what he could have done better. Now this is an hour long, so there's no way we're going to watch the entire hour, and I anticipate your goal was not to play an hour-long game. So we're probably just going to focus a lot heavier on the first 20 minutes. They kind of really zoom through the rest and maybe give you some tips here and there about Castle Imperial. But I'm guessing you wanted to win this game earlier, so we're going to see what happened and give you some tips. So, Dry Arabia. Dry Arabia is a very open map. And as always, you should have a plan in mind, and your plan should also consider your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. So, for you, as Japan, a common build right now is the Fast Castle build. Shout out to, once again, Beastie. Whenever he does something, everyone copies it. So Fast Castle Japanese build would be really good. We've also, of course, seen the 2 TC Japanese play or 1 TC Feudal Aggression. Byzantine. Byzantine is a civ that you don't want to let boom. If they're able to get a lot of olive oil, get out their mercenaries, then they become very adaptable. They can kind of respond to anything you're trying to do, and they're a lot harder to beat. So, based on the wide openness of Dry Arabia as a map, and based on your opponent being the Byzantines, you probably want to do a more aggressive move. So I would say either 1 TC hard feudal aggression or Fast Castle into Mounted Samurai and just go, go, go. Because you don't want to give him too much time. So I'm interested to see what you end up doing. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about scouting pattern. So if you're someone who watches these videos a lot, you've probably heard me say this 1,000 times, but really important, as always. You know, they say you don't learn something unless you've done it, 8 or more times. Like when I taught, I used to teach history, and I'd teach the same lesson 5 times. I feel like I'd memorize it because I taught it again and again and again, while kids who sat in my class once didn't remember the things as well. So if you've heard it, it's good to hear it again. Scouting, you should always scout towards the middle, back and around. Why? Because if your opponent comes down the middle right here, he's going to get all these sheep here and then cut back and get everything over here, or cut down and get all of this, and you won't get any of the middle sheep. So on every single map, except for a few where there's not as clear-cut middle, or like gold, the one with the gold pits in the middle where there's no sheep in the middle, you do it differently. But on most maps, you go to the center, cut down and scout. This also is more efficient because then you uncover everything in this corner, which is kind of like your resources you're going to use potentially. Then you scout back, and then you should get to your opponent's base around feudal so that you can see what they're opening with. Then you run back, drop off sheep, and then you're making your actions. This also ensures that you don't waste time when you're scout and like re-scout things you already saw. So far, pretty normal opening. The eco. I want to get the Towara as soon as possible. Because just to kind of keep talking about the scouting pattern while we're waiting for this to go. Hypothetically, if your opponent came down here, you're just running into an area he already gathered all the sheep in, and then he's going to beat you to the rest of the sheep, which lower sheep numbers can make your opening harder. Also, you need to get back to your base quick enough, because if your villagers run out of sheep, they have to go on berries, which is not as efficient. Berries gather slower than sheep, which gather slower than deer, which gather slower than boar. Good age up timing. I was like, where's the other wood villagers? But they're right there. Okay, here's first point. Cura Storehouse. We want to think about where we set up how we set up our base to be safe. So you have to kind of cut your base in half here, like this. Front half is the unsafe part of your base because your opponent could walk up and poke this part of your base. So let's say Byzantines go for longbows or they're going horsemen. The front of your base is that's easy for them to poke. So you put the Cura Storehouse in the front and you have all these farms around, then any villagers on this side of the Cura Storehouse is in danger of an opponent raid. If the Cura Storehouse is back here, your village is more protected. You're like, well, there's this forge in the way. There's a forge in the way. Now, when you came into the map, you should have been like, I want to go Cura Storehouse. I need to put it like right here. You could even put on the wood line right here, and then it builds around and you clear out the wood. Knowing that, you put your forge here, so it's not in the way of the farms. But this is a small detail, but you want to think about what's the optimal thing. What do I want to keep safe? What's okay with being in danger? A blacksmith, put in the front. It can be in danger. Your farms, you want to put in the back. Your production, you want to kind of put, not in the back, but your production can be in the front and be okay. unless you're like the Ottomans. You know, it's things to consider like that. Okay, so let's say you're doing 1 TC feudal aggression, which I am all for. That means we're probably going to be critiquing a lot on how you're opening. I want to once again speak on the scouting here. You notice because of your scouting pattern, your opponent is aged up and you don't know what he's doing. You don't know what he aged up with. You don't know his opening production or if he's rushing castle. You have no idea. And you won't know that, and so that means that you're kind of going in the dark here. So you're in samurai. I don't know, I think I might do... Ana Begatia are very, very good, and you're not making any units. Okay. So already I see you've missed... Let's see how long you sit here without a villager. So you're not making vills. So you didn't make vills for you potentially lost almost 1 complete vill. There's a cycle that I want to instruct you called the macro cycle. That whenever I coach people, we go over this cycle, where you need to make sure that you are doing the most important things you always need to be doing consistently. So in most games, you always want to make villagers, you always want to make units, unless you rush in castle or something like that. You always want to be making units. And then you want to be checking your villager splits, and if you're getting the resources you need. So for example, and you do this constantly, every like 10, 20 seconds. Like you're just checking, you're checking, you're checking, you're checking. And then when you're fighting, you bounce back and check again. I keep my TC on the side of my mouse. So let's say you're scouting. So you're scouting, my scout's on 1, I flip back to my TC, and then I'm going, okay. I make more vills. I'm going to start queuing up samurai, and I'm going to look at my villager splits. I'm going to go, okay, I want to make a lot of samurai. I'm trying to make just as many samurai as possible. I need food and gold, so I have too much gold right now. I'm rallying to food. And maybe you take 1 off gold. That's the process you do. You need to like speak that process into existence, and then you keep checking constantly so you're never missing a villager and you're never wasting resources. You don't want to stack. Second, watch your Kira storehouse. You have 2 farms down that aren't being used. But as I was saying, the reason I like going on early on in Begatia is they're so fast and they're such a good raid unit, it keeps your opponent in his base. Samurai are slower, and while they're good, they're avoidable. Samurai is what you want to kind of go into. So you want to start off on Anas and then go to Samurai. Second, you should just, yeah, go in. Don't sit here and wait. You're about to house yourself. Gotta watch houses. Okay, so you just created 4 barracks. Well, the question is, can you use all 4 of these barracks right now? Probably can't, right? Which tells me this was a waste of wood. You have 9 villagers on wood, which is like the amount of wood you want if you are... You have 2 on stone, which I don't know why. We'll see what you do there. But this is the amount on wood that I would think you're going archers. You're just building maybe more barracks, and you're building, I'm guessing, samurai on Begatia, and that's it. I think 2 of these, I think you should have 6 on wood and 2 should be on food to maintain your villager production. Your scout needs to be with your units so you know where to send them. And look at that. So why was that a surprise? That should not have been a surprise. That raid, you lost a villager, and now you're going to be scared, and my prediction is you're going to be scared and sitting in your base and chasing his horse around because you didn't know he was going to do that. Because you never scouted. That could have been easily preventable. You could have saw the hippodrome and you could have dropped a wall here, and then you could have just rallied 2 spearmen right here, and that doesn't happen. You're ready for it. But instead, you weren't ready for it, and now he's just going to start raiding you. That's why scouting is so vital. Okay, so you just got raided off gold. You now know he's in the corner. You push him off berries. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're going to raid with any unit, you need Iron Under Mesh. Because if you are on 3 defense, 4 dramatically reduces the amount of damage they're taking, because they're taking 8 right now. And so each arrow doing 1 less really adds up. And then you need to push them off gold. And you're still rallying forward, but you're not sending these forward. No, go on the gold. There you go. Good. And here's the thing, don't chase, just sit here. Just sit here. Put like attack the cistern or something, just sit there. Okay, now he's back in, but your tower is doing its job. It's good. Your samurai are taking hits, so they shouldn't take. Just sit right here. Don't let them on the gold. Nope, they're still taking hits. And this is why at this point you want just two spearmen here. Shut this down. You're saying he's forward. Once again, you have no idea what he is because you don't have your scout. If you have your scout with you, this becomes so much easier. Because then you can see he's not on food. Oh no, he is now on food. But your samurai are literally sitting right here. He's building his outpost right now. That's why I meant just sit here. If you just sat here, like literally just pressed V, then he gets no more gold. If you ran up those samurai from the start and then clicked V here, he gets no more food. And now he has to react. He has to go out on deer. He has to start building olive oil, and he's done. Like literally, he's done because he's out of sheep at this point. So that's what you needed to do. Rally the units across the map, sit on his resources, and don't leave. But since you didn't have a scout, you didn't see where he was going with his villagers, you then ran in under the TC, lost one, and then kept him back here. You're out of the TC fight. Just sit on his gold, and he can't do anything. But then he has to bring his horseman back to attack you, which gets him out of your base. I would take this guy, click D, put him in here and click D, so he's running between your villagers. So if the horsemen come back, he attacks, and your villagers are able to get away. But you're starting to run low on food. So here's something, it's a good idea. One, never have all of your villagers on one food source, because then when your food runs out, you have this weird period where you're moving to get food and you can't make units. So, one, you need to continuously add to the farms. But the other half of your villagers should be on a pocket resource, like deer, or this boar, or berries. And you just send like 5 out on the deer, put a tower so they can hide if they get attacked, and then they're gathering deer. And that also gets you way more food. I see you're getting siege engineering, which is nice, but you still need that iron undermesh. What's this wall accomplish? So his horses. And here's the thing: this could have been solved if you had just rallied 4 spearmen here and left them. But now he's going to keep killing villagers because you know he's here. Just rally 4 spearmen and go kill him. He probably won't pay attention. You might get them. This wall doesn't do anything unless it goes to here, to here, to here, to here, and then to here. So you can do that. The better wall would have just been to cover this hole right here. So from this wood line to this wood line, and then connect them. But really, you're the aggressive, so you don't really need walls. You just need to keep making units. Because if you keep making units and force him in his base, you win. This should not happen. So this is a lack of what I call proper reaction. Your opponent has done something, and your game plan is, I want to make samurai and rush him and then drop rams and go. That's all well and good. But react to your opponent. He sends 4 horsemen with a hippodrome, which makes his horsemen really good, because they can heal and stuff. Just rally 4 spearmen here, and you're fine. He has no archers, he has nothing. He has 4 spearmen with the upgrade. Kill this easy. Then you keep rallying forward. So you'll be aggressive. Rally your villagers near the front middle line, because that will ensure that they're actually helping. Because right now he's getting to fight pockets of your samurai instead of actually taking them all out. And instead of you coming with a full force. Okay, now he runs away. But you have to, and also here's what I want to talk about: ripple effects, right? So a ripple effect of, so now he's aging up. So here's a ripple effect. You had him off berries and off gold with 2 samurai, which was a great trade. And you had 4 more samurai you could have sent across immediately. If one samurai sits on his berries, one sits on this gold, he can't age up. He's done. And then all you do is you send 1 samurai to the back gold, and you have him patrol. And so if he tries to rush the gold, you can then send your units around and get him. But since you did not maintain pressure, he got a tower up, he ate all the berries, he got all the gold he needed, and now he's going to rush castle. And my guess, he's going to start making a farm transition, and he's going to use the horsemen to defend long enough to get a farm transition. He's going to pick up relics, and then he's going to start focusing more on mercenaries. It's going to be my guess. And that's like, if you're going to be aggressive, you have to be aggressive. Okay, go in. Go in. Go in. So here's the thing. If you are the aggressive civ and you've been rallying units forward and you have this ready, and he goes castle, that means you attack immediately. Because you know all he has is horsemen. That's all he has. You've been there. He only has horsemen. 1. 2, it means he doesn't have any resources to build units, because he just spent all his resources on going castle. Villagers were probably, he probably used a lot of villagers to go up to castle who weren't gathering resources. So this army, you go in. You have 16 military. He has 9. Here's another thing. If you had mixed in 4 spearmen with this makes it 2 times stronger because those spearmen would destroy those horsemen. That's reacting to what your opponent's doing. But still maintaining your plan. But you gotta go in. Go in. Please go in. So you waited so long, he had time to get his Mangonel upgrade and his outpost and make a batch of longbows. That's how long you waited, because I was on 4 times speed. 1, run away. Just send your battering and just run away and go to literally any other part of his base. Like, at this point, you rotate around, and you'll find he's on the stone in the back. But he has no food. He's doing this completely off mercenaries. So you just rotate around, and you'll find him eventually. You have to know he doesn't have anything. By have to know, I mean, you can predict that based on what he's done, the choices he's made, and then you just... My advice to the people I coach is, when in doubt, just be aggressive. Like, yes, scout, but predict that you have more than him because of your game plan, and then see if it works. If it doesn't, you can adjust later. 2, it's concerning that you have 30 villagers, which means you consistently weren't making villagers. He did not kill. He killed some, but not enough for you to have 30 villagers. So if he has 43, that means you're behind 13 villagers, which is a huge economic fallback, which means you stopped making villagers for a while, which is hampering, it's killing your economy. So one of the biggest things is you have to keep making villagers. Doing that macro cycle. Every 20 seconds, you're checking, queuing more villagers, over queue, so you don't forget. Then you're making units, then you're rebalancing your villagers. If you have 1 resource you have a shit ton of, rally to a different one. Also, always rally to a resource. You're rallying to nothing right now. Always rally to a resource. But your scout needs to be here. If your scout's up here, you actually see he has nothing. I'll watch this one too. Don't keep your samurai together. They're just taking... You notice what he did? Which was really smart of him. He just waited. He avoided. He ran you around. You just followed him. The tower just took hits and hits and hits on your samurai. And he's just delaying. Do you have more units coming? You do. And they're even, so it tells me you have these all queued together. Queue them here, and then you gotta just go in. But this is the point where you either decide you're gonna keep going samurai and just try to win this, or you are backing up and going castle. Why'd you let him destroy that? Why'd you let him destroy that? He had horsemen and longbows. Just walk the ram back and kill him. But you have to ask, where's he getting food from? Oh, he's on the deer. So here's something to think about. Your opponent does not have infinite resources. He needs to go somewhere for resources. So after you're scouting, mark and remember where all the resources are, which I don't know if you actually saw it because you didn't scout all the way up here. But 1 or 2 samurai to go check resources would have changed the game for you. Because then he would have to get off deer, and then he'd have no food, and then he can't make more units, and you're killing him. And once again, you gotta get... If you're going to be aggressive, you have to get arrow... if you get iron undermesh, because it just allows your units to tank so much more TC fire. I'll mark it. Good attack. Once again, he's going to start massing longbows, and the longbows will start to do work. Okay, so you see what he's doing, right? Okay, send these in. So this is what I mean by, if you're going to be aggressive, if you're attacking, rally your units to the fight. Because you're rallying them here, and then you keep on missing on half your army to actually be in the fight. Now you're going second TC, okay. Don't wall in the second TC. It's a waste of wood. Get it up faster, actually. Also, I don't necessarily love the placement. It's on gold, which is okay. On this deer, but that's in no middle of nowhere. You really should be on this deer. That'd help your food a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. So here's something to consider. He put up this keep here. Where do you go now? So you're at kind of a crossroads moment. Do you go castle or do you keep trying to fight feudal? Here's the thing. I'm going to be really upset if you attack directly into this castle. Because think about it in this way. You can go anywhere else. Just go around it. He has villagers elsewhere. Just go around it. You could run around the backside here and go on these wood villagers. Once again, he doesn't actually have that much military. He has more than you right now, but he didn't when you first fought. So if you just rotated around, you'd be on him, and you'd get him. But what happens, which is bad, is that we tunnel into one way. I'm attacking here, I have to attack here. It's like, you actually don't. You can just go around. No. Please do not attack into the keep. And you're not making villagers again. This is hampering you so much. This is hampering you so much. Like, you're on 2 TCs, and now you're making more villagers out of them, but you're actually only making villagers out of 1 TC. So the bonus of having a second TC is not paying off right now. This would work if you had twice the amount of samurai right now. But you notice you're running low on food. Why are you running low on food? Because you don't have enough villagers. Why do you have enough villagers? Because you weren't making villagers. And now you have 12 on gold, and here's the question. Do you need 12 on gold? You already have the money to age. You have the gold to age up. Each samurai costs 30 gold. So if you just aged, you should have way more on food is what I'm saying. Like, when we're thinking about how to balance our villagers, what do I need? I need food. Samurai costs 100 pop. So you should have way more villagers on food than any other resource. Second, look what he's doing. He's doing the classic defender's move of cut off reinforcements. You need spears. Also, that means you can't rally them forward anymore. You have to rally them in a group in front of your base and then walk over together. These samurai are going to get murked. Yeah. So you basically ran your samurai in to die. And they're actually, once again, they're doing okay. This is why you can actually keep fighting feudals, because your samurai are so good. But you're not actually doing much. You spent 500 resources on 2 rams and a bunch on the samurai that did pretty much nothing, because you attacked into the teeth of his defense. A keep and a tower, when you could have just gone around and been fine. At this point, you need to cut your losses, go castle. But one of the biggest issues you're running into is that you tunneled into one part of the map. You've decided this is the only part of the map that exists. This is the only place you can attack from. Even though there's everything back here, there's a whole other way to attack them. You've decided this is the only part I can attack them. And this is a big issue. Basically, I mean, this happens in Diamond too, don't get me wrong. But like, this is a big Platinum below issue, is you stop using the entire map. So you have this market, you should buy your way up to castle. Go to castle. You need to protect the relics at this point. So a big thing for you is, you have the samurai, I would put a couple samurai on each relic. Because he snatched up 2, and you want to keep these last 3 for yourself. Oh, a tip to see if he's on the map. If you ever see deer disappear, or the boar disappear, it means he has villagers on them in the Fog of War. Okay, so what are you going to go here? You're going to keep samurai pumping. Here's my concern. Samurai are great, but if all you go is samurai, he's going to make crossbows, and he's going to kill you. Like, it's that simple. You have to diversify. My suggestion is you just do all of your, you literally do all of your infantry. You already have all of this. Just do all your infantry. Get spearmen, get samurai, get Anabagesha. Here's how you do it. Your samurai exists to kill the horsemen that he's going to try to attack you with. Your samurai, your tanks, and then your Anabagesha you put on a different hotkey, and whenever you run into fight, they run past the samurai and onto any archers or onto the longbows. That's because they're so fast, it's effective. So if you have a group of Mob Geisha and you start fighting, you just run them, like horsemen basically, into the teeth of the longbows, press attack move, and let them go to work. Okay, now you're building Vils. But he's going to attack you now, right? Because you just H up. And now you caught up on Vils, because he's also not making Vils. But his army's way bigger. So he saw you go castle, he's like, okay, it's castle time. This screams, Maginov. You need siege. This is way too many units. Okay, so here's your... Are you going to go force? Okay. With this amount of longbowmen, you need a lot of knights. Because there's so much damage coming out that they'll still do okay. Because you have 5. So they're doing 2 damage a pop, and there's a lot of them. Here's a big key to defending. You're being attacked. You come out way too early. He has a bigger army than you. All you need to do is wait. You actually still might win this because you have so many samurai. But you didn't need to take this fight. You could have ran these villagers up here to this wood line. You could have rallied to here. And you waited until you had as many units as possible. And then you fight this. No, you're going to lose. No, okay. Yeah, he just went way too many longbows. But he'll adjust. Probably. He's probably going to go crossbows at this point. But... Okay, there you go. You're going to get Maginal. Okay. Put him on wood. You need wood and gold. You need a lot of gold. I love your production amounts, but you don't have the resources yet to match the production. You have too much food now. There you go. Okay. Okay, now it's go time. But he did grab all the relics, which sucks. Imp, okay. You're pumping units right now, which is great. Oh, you're gonna let him grab this relic right here? That's gonna be silly. So here's the thing. You fall into another, what I call a classic low elo trap, which is I never scout after I initially scout. I never scout again. My scout stays on my side of the map and never ever leaves. Send your scout around. Check what he has. Because it would have been really nice if you saw him massing this up earlier. Because this is concerning. He went Vangarian Guard, which are pretty good, again, even against your men-at-arms. You need your own counter. So get out those horsemen that do extra against heavy, or just get out a bunch of these boys, because Ozutsu are so good. Get a lot of them. Get a lot of them, pretty please. Get a lot of these right now, and you'll be a-okay. But here's my biggest tip for Castle and Imperial. The problem with Castle and Imperial is that you play it almost completely differently than Feudal, so when people don't play it a lot, and then they have to play it, it's really hard. The key to Castle and Imperial is it becomes this game might go long, I need to prep for that. So you need to secure gold mines, and secure space. So one, you want to start stonewalling areas of the map off so you can't be raided. That's the key thing, stonewalling areas. 2, you need to drop, well, you don't have to keep still imp. You can drop keeps now, but if you were stuck in castle and doing this, you want to drop town centers and upgrade them on gold mines. Because this gold mine isn't protected. Like, whoever controls these 2 gold mines, especially on this side, because they're all in one spot, that's what protects you. So if the game goes long, you have the gold and they don't, and that's how you win. So it's about Castle Imperial is about securing space and then kind of grinding out a win. It's also about who makes the best switches, and he has switched into a comp that is going to destroy yours. I'm curious to see how you live on this. Okay, keep waiting, keep waiting. The key is to... Oh, heck yeah, nice, nice. Okay. You're really lucky in that he took that fight. He had ways to kill your Maginels. He could have ran his Cataphracts around, something like that, and he never did. And then your elite upgrades came through, which is really nice. If he had attacked earlier and also attacked smarter, that would have been really bad for you. But you're lucky, you're also playing someone of your skill level, and they will make mistakes. That's key to remember. Your opponent makes mistakes. That's why we never give up. Good securing of the spot, but you should go now. You should go in. You should go in, because you just wiped your opponent. And now he's going to put up another keep. So here's the thing. I say go in at that point because since you won that so convincingly, that's when you want to walk in. Now, the problem is you lost most of your production, so you need to build up more production. But once again, macro, check your resources. You need way more gold. You need to have way more units on gold, and you need to get these bad boys. Get these. They're so good. They do splash damage. They destroy keeps. If you mass those, you win. I'm guessing this is about to become a grind fest, so I'm probably not going to watch. See, you notice what he did? He is forcing the lane here. Oh, he only did it there. Okay, well, he needs to do it more, but he's now trying to secure this top gold mine. And my fear is if he ever gets a huge massive cataphracts, he's going to bust through the wall right here and just start raiding you. Placement in your army is critical because right now you're one really bad raid away from being... There we go. Good. More production. Stonewall here. The key thing is stonewall the side you're not guarding with your army. So, like, boom. This right here would be huge. Stonewall. Copy his, basically. Get Otsatsu, please. Please get Otsatsu. This is going to come down to who makes the first big mistake, really. You need 2 more houses. But you need to keep right here. There you go. Wow. Speaking my mind. Whenever you build a tower with it, so you have longer vision. Siege warfare is so hard. So you need... Can you make culverins? You can't. So you need 4 springolds at least. So 4 springolds, 2 bombards, 3 mangonels would be ideal. Or you could do the mass battering ram move. But your two bombards are enough to kill walls. Your 3 mangonels, and then you need 4 springolds to counter his springolds, and it makes you just make more springolds than him. That can't happen. That's why you need the springolds, right? And that's why the way to fight this is it's a tower creep. So you tower here, so you see the next thing. Tower here, so you see the next thing. You keep towering forward and destroying as you tower forward. You gotta watch this. You know he's gonna come with springolds. You have to wipe out all your other unit production and just get springolds. Another big issue you have is you have way too many military and you don't have enough. You have only 78 villagers. If this was more aggressive as we're fighting a lot more, you would struggle to replace your units. Nice, but he's gonna raid here. You notice? I predicted that, and that's because your army's so slow. One of his best moves is raid with cataphracts, and it's gonna take a while for you to respond to that. Oh, you have your own knights, nice. You chase him off. But here's the thing: if he was smart, he would see how many knights you sent after him, and this is when he would attack because you now have way less units than him on this side of the field. There he goes. So I'm watching this so fast, we just can't watch an hour-long game. So you win, you go in, go in. Nice. Here's the key. You cannot sit here and destroy these towers. Your goal is, I need to find his villagers right now. How do you do that? You rush into his base. Oh my god, the production this guy created. Lord of mercy. Where are his units? Let's see. Let me guess, he only has 80 villas. Okay. So you take your mounted samurai, and they are just running through here, and they are just trying to kill villagers. Because this is your chance. This is your chance to win. You win by when you actually break through. You have to kill villagers. If he's doing this trade, you have to kill the trade. So if you had just taken your mounted samurai and just ran through resources, so like, where's the wood lines? I would have taken them. I would have gone right through here because he has to get wood. Boom. I would have checked. I would have ran them up towards the trade posts because at Imperial, people start to trade. Boom, you're killing traders. And you know his farm's probably going to be in the back, so you just run them in the back. And if you can kill more villagers, he can't replace his army. Bada bing, bada boom, you win. Instead, you're going to sit here and let him... One, his keep is destroying your units. Just rip... Oh my god. All these outposts, and so you had a huge army, and they all died because you just let them sit in this triangle of death, and they just got destroyed. And that's just not microwave. That's just not paying attention to what is happening here. You just need to walk up to bombards and destroy these. What should have happened is, the second you got up here and saw this, you walk up to bombards with a scout and you destroy these. All your units run past this and away, so they don't keep getting killed by this. And now he replaces his entire army. Is good to go. And here's where you're going to run into the issue I named, which is since you don't have a lot of villagers, you're going to really struggle to replace your army. You get a massive army. So you overbuild bombards. You don't need 5. You need 2 to 3, and then you need a lot of springles. It's okay to have a shit ton of springles, but you don't have enough on gold. You need triple the amount on gold, triple the amount on food, and that on wood's fine. Because you're making mostly gold units. And you need to be making units. Yeah. That should have gone here. You can't be greedy on these like slow Imperial slogs. You drop it here. And then you drop it here. Or dropped it like here. So that he can't repair the wall. You see what I mean? And then you're like and then you're walking it in. But the problem is if you overmake on siege and he doesn't, he might just run at you. Because those Hungarian guard are good, but your keep is very good too. This is when you need to pause and look at your resources. And once again, it's better to take a second and make a good decision than wait and make a bad decision. Look at your resources and go, I need a lot of gold. I have way too much food. I need way more on gold. That's the last gold mine. I need to set up trade. Where's my trade post? My trade post is here. Okay, I'm gonna start building a bunch of trade posts here, and I'm going to start trading because I need gold. I bet this is why you need a tower here, right? Tower really helps. And you know what? He's doing the same thing as you. Like, he should not be attacking here. He should be attacking here. He's kind of stuck, though, because you're walking through right here. But he could have just left a whole bunch of springolds, left all his defenses here, and ran at here. You need, like, 6 springolds. Ooh. Hungarian Guard are good. Let me tell you what. Yeah. At this point, he has trade set up too, so his gold is pumping right now. Is it pumping or am I lying? 12. I mean, enough. If you guys were fighting constantly, then maybe not, but you're doing even worse on gold, so. Like, you see from his point of view, how he's just batting away every time you walk up. He walks run. You could have aimed all your bombards out his roll cannon and killed it. And been fine. He actually has no springles right now. So if you just... Now you're playing too passive. If you just hit this and shot his bombard, you're fine. Shoot that. For the harsh jump cut, but my recording got messed up at the end. So I just had to kind of put it together here at the end. Overall, to summarize what you need to be doing, make sure that you're being actively aggressive, especially against boom sieves. And make sure you don't get stuck at one spot. So you keep pushing up the gold, just sit on the gold. But if you need to, keep rotating around, keep scouting, because you would have catched his food villagers, you would have catched him having to leave his base. If you just kept him in his base, kept making units and keeping him there, you would have won. Not only that, it's making sure that you're putting enough pressure but not sacrificing units. So like keeping your unit on the gold so he can't get the gold again. And then of course reacting to your opponent correctly. So he made horsemen, make some spears. As always, keep watching your macro, keep working on, am I using my resources, am I using them well, what do I need to change about my villager splits, and keep making villagers. Hopefully that was helpful to you. If you're ever interested, I do paid private coaching. Message me on Discord in the description below, and as always, good luck on your games.